I'm Rebecca from the Playroom Bookshelf, and today I'm going to be reading you a story called The Elves and the Shoemaker. This is a fairy tale, and this book is very fun because it has lots of fun windows to peek through and even some flaps to lift too. The old shoemaker sighed. Since the shoe factory had been built, nobody came to his shop to buy his handmade shoes anymore. You work hard and you're a good man, his wife reassured him. Something will turn up. I only have enough leather to make one last pair of shoes, the shoemaker said. I'll make them first thing tomorrow. He went inside and laid the cut-out leather on his workbench ready for the morning. Then he and his wife went off to bed. In the morning, he was astonished to find a brand new pair of shoes on his workbench. They were absolutely perfect, with tiny stitches and glinting golden thread. Whoever could have made these, the old shoemaker wondered. It's the finest work I've ever seen. We'd better see if somebody would like to buy them, said his wife. And she opened up the shop to let a passing customer come inside. The customer was so excited about the shoes, she paid him double the price he asked. Now the shoemaker had enough money for leather to make 2 more pairs. Another customer came into the shop. I'd love some shoes like that too, she cried. Do you have any more? Come back tomorrow afternoon, the shoemaker told her. I can buy the leather and cut it out today, he thought. As they closed the shop, he said to his wife, I wonder if whoever made those shoes will come again. Why don't we wait and see, she replied. That night, the shoemaker and his wife peered through the door and saw 2 little elves hop onto the workbench. They cut and sewed and hammered away, whistling as they worked, and made 2 new perfect pairs of shoes. The next day, the customer came eagerly to buy her shoes, and her husband came too. These shoes are so beautifully made, he said. Everyone in town will want a pair. With the money the couple paid for the 2 pairs of shoes, the shoemaker could buy enough leather to make 4 more pairs. Word spread, and soon there were people lining up outside his shop to buy shoes, and every night the elves made more. What a blessing those little people are, exclaimed the shoemaker. They're doing us such a good turn. I wish I knew how to thank them. I have an idea, said his wife. They look cold in their ragged clothes. Let's make them some new clothes to say thank you. So that night the shoemaker's wife made 2 tiny shirts and pairs of trousers, and 2 tiny hats and jackets. And the shoemaker made 2 teeny tiny perfect pairs of boots from leftover scraps of leather. The next morning, the little elves were delighted when they found the new suits of clothes. They put them on immediately and danced all the way out of the shop. They leaped for joy and turned happy cartwheels. As for the shoemaker, he never ever saw them again, but he was forever grateful for their help. From that moment on, his shop always had enough customers, and he was happy working hard at what he loved, making wonderful shoes. The end. If you want to get your own copy of this book, you can find it through the playroombookshelf.com, where there are also lots of other fairy tales to peek inside. Thanks for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.